So okay, I'm gonna be watching that. So NVIDIA, I have the 131 calls ready to go on for this week, October 11th. Those have 126,000 open interest. So that's quite a lot. Um, Other than that, AMD, I'll probably be watching. I bet the 175 calls are probably going to look the best. The only thing is, I mean, these two could happen at the same time. So it's kind of whatever preference you have. The 175 calls have 16,000 open interest. So I mean, obviously you can tell where the attention is, right? That's not saying AMD's isn't going to work out. I think AMD could still be a pretty decent trade, but like I said, it's more of a slow mover. Okay, so it's not going to be something we can kind of get in and get out. Not going to be super exciting, but I do think that gap fill trade's there. So I think I'm going to focus a little bit closer on NVIDIA, but I could look at AMD on the side. I could even load up AMD calls on the side, but I don't want you guys who can't do that to have to like switch over to AMD real quick, and then get in late and then the trade doesn't work out, something like that. So again, there's setups here today, so I'm going to put them in front of you. You can trade them if you'd like, but I'm going to try to not be too all over the place here and get people caught off guard. So NVIDIA 131 calls, AMD 175 calls. The hurricane play I'm looking at is Generac. Typically, this runs pretty hard when there's hurricane news. And as you could see yesterday, once that hurricane started getting, stronger and stronger, look what this did. I mean, 163 all the way up to 175. It's a really big trade, especially for a stock that typically doesn't move a whole lot, intraday. So I'm going to be watching this on the side. Obviously it's breaking out here. I think this has probably room to 200 if it really wants to. What price in the video calls? I don't know what they're going to be priced at just yet. We got to wait till market open for those. But I'm looking at the 131 calls. That's the strike price. So going to be watching Generac on the side here. Probably going to be looking at the 175 calls, maybe 180 calls. I haven't traded this in a long time. So again, just kind of putting this in front of y'all so you can see this. This is a pretty typical hurricane trade. Anytime there's a hurricane, Generac will move. So going to be watching that as well. Meta had a pretty big pullback yesterday, so that was a big reason why I was telling you guys I don't want to chase this. And that just kind of caught a bunch of people here early on and then just tanked. So I'm looking at the 131 calls. Ginny G, yeah, 10-11 expiration. The only reason I'm looking at the 131s is because they have 126,000 open interest. So that should bring in some decent volume pretty early, and that'll help our contract prices gain volume if we do have a trade off the open. So let's just keep an eye on that. Again, AMD 175. So I'm going to watch on the side. I don't want to signal two trades at once. So if one happens and the other's happening at the same time, I'm going to have to pick one. I would rather trade NVIDIA just because I know the stock a little bit better. And I think it'll move a little bit cleaner. But AMD, still, gap trade looks pretty good. Tesla is still down. It was pretty weak yesterday, around 240. So robo-taxi event is on Thursday, so in 2 days. So I would think that would pop up a little bit coming into this, but it's actually been pretty weak. So I don't know what to think about that right now. It could easily bounce all the way back up to 250. But again, it's Tesla kind of has a mind of its own right now. So any Generac, I think it's like a generator company. Like when power will go out and stuff like that. Thoughts on SMCI? So I saw SMCI went over $50. Pretty big move. Again, semiconductors are running. They had some sort of shipping news that they shipped a bunch of their chips or whatever. So that looks pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, I think this could probably keep going. I don't know. It's a $50 stock now. So it's not really my favorite thing to trade these really cheap contracts. So I mean, I'll look at it on the side. I just don't think that it's, one of my top watches for sure. But, the movement's there. So, that means money is to be made, right? So thanks, Jelly. Yeah, so we got about 4 minutes here, guys. Again, I'm gonna go NVIDIA 131 calls. Gonna have those loaded up. If this thing wants to just tank off the open, great. We can look at AMD, and then we can look at Generac as well. So let's just kind of focus in here. Again, 4 minutes until the open, and yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, what's up, Fruit? 175 strike for snow. Yeah, I mean, I do think from a lot of the people that I hear that are a little bit more longer term investors, they do really like snow. 175 is, obviously way up there, but if you give it almost a full year, Farouk, it could do that. I would talk to Shy about that because I know that he's invested in this, so he can kind of give you some opinions of his on that. But again, I haven't heard anyone saying they don't like snow. I think it's just kind of gotten beaten up with some bad news. Um, yeah, Stickman. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a guy trying to short snow by any means. I think if anything, if I was forced to trade this, I'd actually want to be buying it down here. So, an NVIDIA chart Rob has it came at 8:10. It went low to 127, but closed at 137. Anything? No, the pre-market candles that kind of move crazy. Gabriel's, you just got to ignore. Sometimes there's just weird orders that get placed, like way down. I don't see that on mine, but again, that's Robinhood, and that's why I typically want you guys to stay away from Robinhood. But I would just disregard that for now. But so let's see here. We got 2 minutes. NVIDIA is starting to push up a little bit. Pre-market high is 130.64. Or maybe that's yesterday's high. That's yesterday's high. And then we have another high from way, way back at 131.29. So going to be looking for those two to break. Ideally, this kind of breaks down a little bit, 129.50, 129.25 or something like that. Aggressive buying back up through 130. That's kind of where we can start getting involved and see what this thing has in store for us today. So, guys, none of this stuff is A plus. Market's been really weird lately. Pretty easy to lose money. I'm not going to be looking to go in super heavy. Let's just try to make a consistent kind of base hit trade here, and move on. So be smart. No need to over leverage anything here. I'm not a big fan of the market recently. There hasn't been much follow through. There's been a lot of chop. Random things are popping off. It's just, it's not a perfect environment for my kind of trading. It hasn't been super easy. So the best thing you can do is not try to get, any sort of losses back that you may have taken, but just try to get back on the consistent train, get those base hits rolling, get some confidence back and move forward. Okay. So we have CPI on Thursday as well. So maybe things slow down a little bit. But all right, we got about 40 seconds here, guys. Again, NVIDIA 131 calls is what I'm going to be looking at here. AMD kind of dropping down a little bit here. Tesla's trying to push up. I'd like to see that. All right, 20 seconds. I don't want to be chasing this right off the open. That's the only issue here. I would like to see it dip. Two seconds. Want to see this pull back. Sitting right off 130 there. Let's see if buyers will hold that right there at 130. If they do that, I'm still interested in this high a day. Not a bad little pullback there. Market pulling back a little bit as well. Nice, get that 125.50 area. So if I can see them reclaim 130 pretty aggressively, I'm going to be looking to get in around the high a day at 130 and 40 cents here. Might not be a terrible area to, kind of pick up maybe like one contract or something, just get a little dip buy down here. That's kind of what I like to see when it does something like this. Nice little buy up there. Look at that wick. I want to see that if they can get this over 130 quickly. I like that right there. Let's see if this will stay up like that. Nice. Want to see if this will close over 130. 9 seconds left. Still trying, still trying. Looking for this opening range break here, guys. Get ready. Market's starting to bounce. It's moving a little slow. It's moving a little slow here. Flipped it back up. Get ready. Waiting for that high a day. Struggling a little bit. Market kind of rejecting. You can still see some buyers down here in the video, which I'd like to see. Just going to wait for that high a day here. I want to be kind of safe on this one. I'd like to see a little bit of buying pressure in here, which we're seeing right now. Any sort of dips getting bought up, we got to see that upside move continue here. SMCI absolutely tanked. Tesla's actually moving pretty strong. SMCI is dying here. That may be an issue with NVIDIA. AMD push and then just rip straight back to low a day. If we can see NQ bounce here, NVIDIA is definitely the strongest chip stock I'm seeing right now. One nice move here back through 130. And we could see a decent little trade here. I like the way this is sitting flat here. Here we go. Get ready. I think all it's going to take is one candle here to go through the high a day. Kind of right at that little downtrend here. Be patient. I'd rather be just a little bit late to this. I'm in. See high day get taken out here. Beautiful. Yesterday's high is right here. I want to see them break that before I sell anything. Nice. I'm going to sell a little bit here. Looking for a little bit more continuation. I want to see 131 ideally here, but I'm already out of half. Nice wall at 131 as well. Would like to see the market bounce with this. That was a good volume candle. I want to see this continue. But again, continuation has been the problem recently. So I'm going to sell a little bit more green here just to get out of most. Back to 130. As long as we can hold 130, I'll stay in the rest. Other than that, I'll probably just get out of everything. But Again, high day here, 130 and 75 cents. And we also have 131 has a decent wall there. So I want to try to give it a chance. But again, continuation is the problem recently. So I don't want to be the guy that wants to hold on to anything for too long right now. Back to 130. Look at that rejection there. May have to just get out of this one. If there's any buying pressure back above 130, I'll stay in. If not, I'm going to get out. I mean, that's just so disappointing. Nice little buy up there. Market starting to push back for high a day. Trying to push, trying to push. There's just no continuation. This market's terrible. AMD bouncing back up here. I do think NVDA has a pretty good chance to go back for highs here, but here we go. Still in these. You see how I used 130 there? It came down to it, but you got to have enough patience to let that candle either close under or you can see the buying pressure come back in. Back to 130 and a half here. I'm looking for 131 on these guys. Here we go. These candles are starting to move quick. You see that? Looking for this high a day here. I'm going to sell a little more on the high day and then look for 131. Beautiful move there. Selling some more. Holding the rest until over 131. Come on, NVIDIA. I know you can do it. 4 cents away. I'm selling right on the break, guys, because this could easily pull back. 1 cent. 1 cent off here. I need this to break. That wall's there. It's about 400,000. It's huge. Could even sell some right here, just in case it pulls back. I only have some runners left. That's it. I sold a little more right there just so I don't have any too much of a position on. Still going to wait for this 131 break, though. These are times you got to be kind of patient. And then 131.29 is a high from way back. I don't know, maybe a year ago, 6-8 months ago. Tesla went from high a day to low a day. Come on, NVIDIA. You see that? That's the reason why I paid for level 2 is to see something like that. Because, if you don't see that, you're thinking, okay, I'll just wait for 131. Well, why? There's a huge wall there. You can see why that wall matters because they hit, 1 cent off of it. A little pullback here is where I want to see buyers come back in. Now I like it even more. I would actually look for a break of 131 now rather than selling right on the second that it goes through it. Because you got your little pullback. It'll bring some buyers in to try to buy in on this dip here. More volume can come in, take out that wall. Little pullback back to 130 and 50 cents. Look at the buying pressure here. Come on, NVIDIA. I want to get out of the rest of these contracts. Be patient. Market's trying to go for low a day, though, so I don't really love that. we're coming into an uptrend here. So if this goes much lower, I'll probably just get out of the rest of these. I only have 2 contracts left. AMD pulling back down. See, this is the problem. This is why I think that, for some of these scalps, I'm just going to sell right on the break of highs because there's just not much continuation in anything. Jellies, do you not see a wall at 131? You may see like a partial one, but I know like on Thinkorswim, you'd have to pay for it to see it. And if you don't pay for like, the right amount or whatever, this is what I'm seeing here. It's pretty big. We're pulling back into this little uptrend here. I want to see if this holds. If not, again, I'm just going to get out of the rest of these. But I was in like 15 contracts, I think. And I only have 2 left. So keep that in mind. See if this goes through here. Nice little bounce. Again, I just want to see 131 get taken out and I'll sell. Getting a little greedy here, but again, I'm out of like 80% of my 90% of my position here. I don't like that big wick, but the market is bouncing here. I want to try to be patient with this one. 2-minute chart still looks pretty good. Once again, you can see me moving to a little bit higher time frame and things slow down. That'll help you stay calm. Still sitting above the opening print here. We're still sitting above the original high a day. As long as we can hold up above that. We got VWAP down here as well. A lot of support in this area for this to hold. As long as the market can kind of bounce here, which it's doing, I just want to see one more little push here from NVIDIA. He just posted that? Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's looking at the yearly chart downtrend, which is kind of what I've talked about this morning. AMD didn't do anything. Glad we focused here on NVIDIA. Still waiting for this guy to give me this high a day. Market's starting to roll over, though. It could kill this. NQ already had its bounce, and NVIDIA didn't move with it. The market is so choppy lately. So choppy. Look at this. Look at NQ. What should be the most exciting couple minutes of the day right off the open. That's the kind of action you're getting. NVIDIA pulling back into VWAP. That's going to be my last line of defense there. If we break under that, I'm going to get out of these. Back above 130.5. One little pop here. If we can get above one, you can see if we get above 130 and 81 or 130 and 80 cents here, you can kind of see that that's where that momentum will shift again. Market bouncing back up to high a day. Just still kind of chopping around, but I'm just waiting for this on the video. Come on, man. You kind of have a little downtrend on it too. I mean, I hate drawing all these lines on like choppy charts, but you can see, I want you to notice for these momentum shifts on really small time frame charts. And then you can look at this as that yearly downtrend on NVIDIA, right? It's the same principle here. Right there, broke through, failed. Look at that, right back to VWAP. I'll get out of these break even. That looks like, what is it, 9:45 Eastern. Looks like that was like a news candle, but maybe not. All right, NVIDIA, I guess that was it. I'm out. Those runners. That sucks. Well, there you go. Sometimes patience does not pay. But again, I was out of 90% of my position there. So it's too bad, right? 130 and 99 cents we hit as a high. And it pulled back. Look at this. Bye-bye. So yeah, look at AMD today. Easily could have caught us off the open there, trying to do a gap fill, and then just ripped right through low day. I mean, this is, you know, what are we, Tuesday? I mean, this still could have been 30, 40% loss on something like that, just because of the speed of it. Those options would have lost value pretty quickly. Tesla's still selling off. Who caught that? Anyone catch that? I know that's kind of a weird trade, but you did good. I love it. The video, wow, look at that bounce all the way back, a little double bottom action. Might even consider scalping the high day just because of that wall. No one else caught it? Nice, mate, Nor. Got a little. Yeah, that one pullback kind of screwed it up, but if you held to that 180. Nice, mister. You know, again, guys, just like this is just really hard to trade. So honestly, I don't even know if I want to get involved. I mean, look what the Nasdaq is doing here. I mean, it's just struggling. Wow, now NVIDIA is going to go for it. It looks like, huh? SPY, there's really no movement. So just not really the environment you want to be trading in. Even scalping, you know, it's just tough. Probably is going to make me just take those quick high day trades or whatever, and just get out of things when you see that profit. Just move on. It also means your stop losses have to be really tight. Anyone have questions on that? Anyone not do good on that wants to walk through it? Trying to hold 130 still here. You got in again, Gio. Okay. if NQ and SPY can kind of break out to the upside of this, consolidation chop area that we're in this morning, there may be another high a day trade on this. But with the way that it's moving here, I don't love it until I can see the market actually make a clean move. We're literally just seeing high day, low day, high day, low day on the market over and over and over again on a 1 minute chart. It's not like it's doing it over a period of 30, 40 minutes. We've seen high day and low day 4 different times on NQ. $130 battleground spot right here. Nice, Jelly. That looks good. I always love seeing people upgrade their setups. Back under 130. Look at that. Look at that buying pressure there. Again off 130. Netflix all-time high? What? There's no way. Come on, computer. Is this all-time high? I don't know. That's no. Close, but no, it's not all-time high. All-time high is 725. It might, though. Who knows? Yeah, I know. We might miss this trade every time. I don't even want to get hyped up by it. As much as I want to take that trade, it just ugh. Yeah, it's a little curse for us. Look at this chop, guys. I mean, you just don't want to be involved in this. The best thing to do. I mean, if I wasn't live right now, I'd be gone. But I'll stick around for another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. But I think the best thing for everyone to do is if you made money today, or if you maybe lost a little bit, just get out of here. This is just a death trap of chop. Yeah, TNT, I agree. That's kind of the problem. That's why I mentioned that a couple times. Especially, I mean, election, the stuff going on overseas, hurricanes. I mean, it's just things are just falling apart. It seems like so. Stigman, you're in Georgia. You're in Georgia, right? Or did you stop in Georgia on the way to Florida? I forgot where you lived. I was wondering if you got the first hurricane, you saw anything from it. Was it bad where you were with the last hurricane? Video getting a little bit of life here. Not much volume, though. Not much volume. So NQ finally broke high a day here, and we're seeing the video go nowhere. That's why I had a little bounce, but I don't know. I'm not really thrilled with this. NVDA is starting to push up here a little bit. $135 calls, about 95 cents. And another pullback to VWAP here. So it looks like we may just sit in this range all day. Yeah. I don't know, man. This hurricane looks pretty crazy. This new one coming in. It's just sad. I mean, I just back to back is pretty crazy. So, and I know Bull and Mad Maverick are there. PLTR's on fire. I just took that off to put SMCI on. Oh my god, yeah. Bam. We're almost at all-time high on PLTR. Yeah, we're getting close. Man, look at that move. Was there news? Like, to me, that's not just a random move. I see news from October 7, Tesla make or break moment. I mean, this thing is flying. Apple 225. NVDA is just still sitting flat. PLTR was the freaking trade. Generac didn't do anything today. NVIDIA seems like it's kind of cooking up here, but you're seeing NQ absolutely rip, and this just isn't going anywhere. Uh-oh, here goes NVIDIA. 131. Ooh, they tapped it. Wow, it's just going to go right through. Okay. Market finally picked direction. NQ is ripping here, and I'm not seeing any of these stocks make a move. Just if you guys looking at my screen here, I mean, look at this. NQ flying here. And yeah, I mean, just kind of barely seeing new highs here on NVIDIA. Pretty strong candle, though. Look at that. I mean, again, I do think NVIDIA can go higher. That's a big reason I traded it today, but I don't love the way anything's moving. I mean, again, I just showed you guys NQ. Look at Meta, barely making highs here. Apple, I mean, kind of chug it along. Apple's honestly one of the strongest ones. Tesla, no movement. I'm gonna hate to see NVIDIA go for like 132 now this late in the day. Did we get some news come out or what? What just happened? I'm not seeing anything. Nice, Jenny G. I mean, here it goes. That's the move I wanted right there. Dang it. Yeah, but that shouldn't rip the market like this at all. I mean, that's not a broad market catalyst. Tesla's getting no love right now. PLTR almost at 41. Nice, Latvian. Yeah, that's definitely the PLTR news. No, I see. Never mind. I screwed that up. You guys are talking about PLTR. Yeah, that's the catalyst for sure. It's just going to be straight buying. Well, I'll stick around for another like 10 minutes, guys, but I don't know that I'm super thrilled to try to trade anything else. Got to write a 3-page paper today. That'll be fun. Nice, Gabriel. It's good. Yeah, I mean, again, it wasn't a flashy trade. It wasn't even that. I mean, it was super hard, but it wasn't easy with that little pullback it had. But I'm just kind of looking for base hit trades right now. I don't think the market's going to be very easy to trade for, like TNT said this morning, until the after the election. I just not to mention everything else going on. The market just is going to be head fake after head fake. It's not going to really know where to go. It's going to move differently just based on every single day. So it's not a time to get over leveraged and start blowing up. It's a time to kind of defend yourself after hopefully some good trading. About a month ago, a couple weeks ago, save that money, and maybe even just wait for 2025. Pulling back into the original high day, kind of like a little break and retest here on NVIDIA. Could be something there. I don't know. Oh yeah, Lavian. Are you talking about my paper? Believe me, I'll be using all the tools. Would have been a nice little break and retest right there on NVIDIA. Yeah. A lot of people, to me, they don't even know how to use it that well. If you just put the prompt in, yeah, you can get your paper, but if you can, you could tell it specifically to change it up the way you want it and do all that. It's not just, if you're just real bland with it, you're going to get bland answers and probably get caught. No, seriously, that being, it's actually pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. It makes it seem like a lot of the work you're doing is pointless. Because I feel like in the real world, right, when you get a set of problems or whatever, well, of course you're just going to use like whatever tool you have to do to make sure you get it right. I mean, does it matter if you actually know it inside your head or if you can just use a tool to get the right answer? Oh, 100% Fergie. Yeah, me neither. That's cool. I had some like AI assistant thing like 2 years ago, and it was like the first one that came out, but never ended up using it. I do think NVIDIA probably goes higher, but I'm probably going to be done here pretty soon. So, Jelly, you don't use 4.0 or whatever? You just use your own? What's AO? Oh, okay. Four, okay. But I mean, I'm sure you pay for it then, right? I just started paying for it just because NVIDIA looks like it wants to make another move here. Oh, okay. New highs. Nice, Chinny. Yeah, honestly, Lavia, that may be what we need to do. It's almost like the opening 30 minutes too, is like just all over the place. So Jenny G, I love it. Good patience. But then again, you look at like Nvidia, I'd agree with that. But then you look at Tesla and it's like the real moves are in the first, 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes. This to me is not that tradable. This is where the trade is. So I just don't know. Nice, Farouk. Yeah, pretty interesting. Oil's all down today. Pan W had a day up 4.5%. Let's see, what are some of the other big movers here? American Airlines is up 4%. What? Yeah, kind of weird. Later, Jenny G. Yeah, Duco, definitely. Just weird. But again, that's why it's like you got to constantly adapt to things, right? Because the market to me was really good, like a month ago. We had some really awesome trades, and now it's like things can just change, on a day's notice. And if you're not caught up to speed, um, that's where you can get caught. Nice, Colamp. Yeah, we traded NVDA. Farouk. Later, Jelly. Take care, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it too. I'm gonna start getting this paper written up and get going with the day. But I do have a little earnings stream today at market close. It's not an exciting. It's like a random ticker, but I'm kind of doing more like a Q&A type deal, like little mini lesson during the day if you guys want to show up and hang out for a little bit. But I am doing that at market close today. And then I do have my free lesson tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, as always. Thanks, Sailor Brown. And yeah, I think that's about it. It's that's possible bankruptcy. Yeah, TNT. That actually could be interesting to think about. There, they may go up and buy some. They're just going to get bought up by one of the other companies. That could be interesting. But yeah, guys. All right, I think I'm going to call it. Y'all have a good rest of the day. And if I see you today in the afternoon, I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you tonight. Have a good one. Bye bye.